We continue now at the top of Daf Dalet Amud Aleph Meseches Taanis. This is Taanis Daf 4a. The Gemara here continues, or fila, if you have a drizzle, afilu lefartzida de tuse kola mahanyule. Even for a seed that's under the clod of earth, it's going to be beneficial. Gemara says, Mai or fila, what does or fila mean? Uru fili, Rashi over here explains. Uru fili shaso same sitkei aretz. It means to say that it closes up the cracks that are in the earth. Lishna achrina, another explanation, shemegadeles umitzameches hagarinin ha'omdim besidkei hakarka. It allows the seeds to grow, those ones that are in the cracks of the earth. So in any case, that's the word orfila, and it refers here again, as we said, to a drizzle. And the Gemara continues, V'yamar Rava says, Haitzorba me'rabbanan, if you have a young Torah scholar, Dami lefartzida de tuse kali, similar to this seed that's in the earth, Tikevan de navat, that once he begins to sprout, he gets greater and greater in his wisdom. And the Gemara continues, V'yamar Rava, and Rava says, Haitzorba me'rabbanan, you have a young Torah scholar, de rasach, who gets angry, Oraisahu de kamaraschale, it's the Torah that's making him angry. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Halo ko devari ko'esh, nu'um Hashem. Hashem says that my words are like fire. And the Gemara continues, V'yamar Rav Ashi, and Rav Ashi says, Kol Talmud Chacham she'eno kasha kebarzel, any Talmud Chacham who's not hard like iron, Eino Talmud Chacham, is not really a Talmud Chacham. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Uchefatish yifutzat sela, it's like a hammer that breaks the rock into pieces. And the Gemara continues, Amar le Rabbi Abba or Rav Ashi, Rabbi Abba said to Rav Ashi, Otun mehasa masnisula, you learn it out from over there, from that pasuk. Anon mehacha masninala, but we learn it from here, from the following pasuk. Techsiv, because the pasuk says, Eretz asher avona barzel. It says it's a land which the stones are like iron. Al tikre avoneh ela boneha. Don't read the pasuk as avoneh, referring to the stones of the land, but refers to boneha, the builders, the Talmidei Chachamim, those who sustain the land. And again, the pasuk is comparing them to barzel. And the Gemara continues, Amar Ravina says, Afilu hachi, nevertheless, mi boy leila inish, lemeilaf nafshe benichusa. Nevertheless, a person needs to conduct himself in a pleasant manner. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, v'haser kas mi libcha v'gomer. It says in the pasuk, person needs to remove the anger from his heart, to remove the anger from your heart. And the Gemara continues, Amar Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmeni, Amar Rabbi Yonason. Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmeni says in the name of Rabbi Yonason, Shlosha shalu shalo kahogan. There were three individuals who asked in an inappropriate manner for things. L'shnayim hashivu kahogan, le'echad hashivu shalo kahogan. Two of them, they got good responses, and one of them got a bad response. Ve'elu ein, they are as follows. Eliezer eved Avram, v'Shaul ben Kish, v'Yiftach hagiladi. Eliezer, the servant of Avram, Shaul, the son of Kish, and Yiftach hagiladi. Eliezer eved Avram dichsiv. Eliezer, the servant of Avram, because the pasuk says, V'haya hanara asher omer elah hatin lachadech v'gomer. Eliezer said, whichever young girl fills up the pail of water and gives to myself and the animals to drink, that's the one that will be fit for Yitzchak. So Yachal afilu chigeres afilu suma. I might think even if she is lame, even if she's blind. In other words, he's saying it could be any girl. What if the person is not fit for Yitzchak? So Hashiva Kahogan, nevertheless, he got a good response. V'nizdamna lo Rivka, and Rivka was the one that appeared to him, and she was fit for Yitzchak. Shaul ben Kish techsiv, Shaul, because the pasuk says, V'haya ish asher yakenu yashrenu hamelech osher gadol, v'esbito yitein lo. So it says that the individual, the man who is able to strike down Goliath, the king is going to make him wealthy and give him his daughter. So Yachal afilu eved, afilu mamzer, might be even a servant, even a mamzer. How do we know who is going to be able to strike down Goliath? But Hashivu Kahogan, he gave him a good response, and V'nizdamin lo David, and David was the one who defeated Goliath. And the Gemara continues in contrast to these previous two examples, Yiftach hagiladi, by Yiftach hagiladi tichsiv, because the pasuk says, V'haya hayotze asher yetze midalse beisi v'gomer. Yiftach says, whatever comes out first from the door of my house, then I'm going to have to be a sacrifice. So Yachal afilu davar tameh. Maybe it's going to be even something that's tameh, something that's not fit to be a sacrifice. And Hashiva shalo kahogan, he got an unreasonable response. Damna lo bito, it ended up being his daughter, and he sacrificed his daughter. And that's what the Navi says to Klal Yisrael. Hatsari and Begilad imrofe ayin sham. Is there no healing in Gilad? Is there no doctor over there? Meaning to say that there should have been a way to undo this neder. He shouldn't have sacrificed his daughter. Rather, he should have had some kind of undoing of the oath. Uchsiv, in the pasuk also says, Asher lo tzivisi v'lo dibarti v'lo al salibi. I didn't command it, I didn't say it, it never entered my heart. Asher lo tzivisi ze beno shel Mesha melech Moav. I didn't command it, that refers to the son of Mesha, the king of Moav. Shenemar v'yikach es beno habechor asher yimloch tachta v'ya'aleu ola. It says that he took his firstborn son and he sacrificed him as a carbon ola. In other words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was saying, I never instructed such a thing, that a person should sacrifice their son like the king of Moav. V'lo dibarti, and I never spoke it. Ze yiftach, that refers to yiftach, meaning again, there was never an intention that he should sacrifice his daughter. Below also alibi, it didn't occur to me say Yitzchak ben Avram. That refers to Yitzchak ben Avram. There was never an intention of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that Yitzchak should actually be a sacrifice. And Rashi over here explains, V'hainu damerlu navi midegoli beikra v'yamar hatsari ein begilad. From the fact the pasuk says this idea of is there no healing, is there no medicine, so to speak. Alma delo have a nicha kami shemaya. You see that it wasn't pleasant in front of the heavens that she was sacrificed. Kidamin hatsari ein begilad, meaning Pinchas hayasham. Pinchas was there. V'hayachol hater nidro. Pinchas was available to be mater the neder. He could have undone the oath. Elishalo ratza Yiftach leilech etzlo, but Yiftach didn't want to go to Pinchas. V'hulo ratza lavo etzel Yiftach, and he didn't want to come to Yiftach. Bevaratious Rabbah. That's what we find in the Medrash in Bereshis Rabbah. And the Gemara continues. Amar Rabbi Berchia says, Af Knesset Yisrael, even the congregation of Israel, Shalosh Lo Kahogan, they asked for something in an appropriate manner. VaKadosh Baruch Hu Eshiva Kahogan. HaKadosh Baruch Hu responded to them with a good response. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, V'neda nirdefol adas es Hashem k'shachar nochon motzo v'yavo k'geshem lanu. It says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we should know Hashem, and He should come to us like rain. So Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Knesset Yisrael, Biti, my daughter, at shoelas davar shepamim misbakesh, upamim enu misbakesh. You're asking me to be like something which sometimes it's desired, and sometimes it's not desired. Rain is not always a good thing. But instead, I'm going to be for you like something that is always desired. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Eya katal Yisrael. I'm going to be like dew. Dew, tal is something that is always desired. It's always beneficial. V'yod shalan, the Gemara continues to further. They asked also Shalom Kahogan in an inappropriate manner. Amr lefan of Ribbono Shalom. They said, Ribbono Shalom, Master of the world, Simeni kachosam al libcha kachosam al zroacha. Make me like a seal on your heart and on your arm. So Amar le HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Knesset Yisrael, Biti, my daughter, at shoel davar shepamim nira, pamim eno nira. You're asking to be a seal in an area which sometimes it's visible, sometimes it's not visible. The area of the heart, the area of the arm, those are areas that are sometimes covered. But instead I'm going to be in an area which is always visible, meaning you'll always be visible in front of me. Shenemar, like the pasuk says, Hein al kapayim chakosich, I placed you upon my palms. So again, the idea is they asked Shalo Kahogan, and they got a response that was Kahogan. The Gemara continues at the two dots, quoting the Mishnah, in Shoel es hageshamim v'chulu. It said in the Mishnah, we don't ask for the rain except near the time of the rain. Gemara says, Savrua, they thought to say, She'elav hazkara chadam milsi, that here when we're talking about asking for rain, it's really the same idea as mentioning the rain. So the Gemara says, Mantana, who's therefore the Tana of this line in the Mishnah? Amar Rava, Rabbi Yoshua here, Rava says it must be Rabbi Yoshua, who says that we say, Mashav Uruch Amar Goshen from the time that we put down the lulav. Rashi over here explains, Hachi Garcinon Savrua, She'elav hazkara chadam milsi. In other words, when the Mishnah said we only ask for the rain near the time of the rainy season, it really means we only mention the rain near the time of the rainy season. Now, who's the Tana who says that we start mentioning right by the time of the rainy season? Rabbi Yoshua, that's Rabbi Yoshua. Again, he's the one that says that we start to mention Mashav Uruch Amar Goshen by the time we put down the lulav, the Hainu Yom Shmini, meaning the 8th day. Again, we mentioned already several times that Mishas Hanochas Lulav, sometimes Rashi says 7th day, sometimes says 8th day. Some people say that it means the night after the 7th day, meaning the night of the 8th. But in any case, the point is he's waiting till the end of Sukkot. The point is he's waiting to mention the rain until near the time of the rainy season. Because the whole point, everything we're saying is that we want it to rain starting from the end of Sukkot, from after Sukkot and onward. So at the very end of Sukkot, that's when we mention Mashav Uruch Amar Goshen, and that's what this line in the Mishnah is saying. So the Gemara says, no, Amar le Abaye. So Abaye said to him, Afilu Tamer Rabbi Eliezer. You can even say that this line in the Mishnah follows the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer. She'ela lochod v'hazkara lochod. The asking for rain and mentioning rain are two separate things. So even though Rabbi Eliezer says we mention rain right from the beginning of Sukkot, but this line in the Mishnah is saying we only ask for rain at the end of Sukkot or after Sukkot, meaning at the time of the rainy season. Vika Diamri, some have a different version of the above discussion. Leima, let us say, and we'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Daled Amud Beis.